at the bottom down there. So, you guys want to talk to us on Discord? Awesome. We got a new logo, which is super cool. Somebody made us a logo, which I really like. We're gonna start plastering that all over everything as soon as we figure out how to scale. That's our other issue, because we don't know computers unless it involves Facebook or chatting. Then we don't know computers. So I bought a Chardonnay because basically a risotto is wine, and then a stock, and then your rice, and then the method of cooking is down. And I think we adjust our stove camera, which we don't have now. Oh, you got it on table cam, that's right. I'm so stupid. Go to the stove cam real quick, please.
What's up?
Go to the stove cam real quick, please. Yeah, it's better. It was horrible yesterday. See, I can actually show you some stuff on the stove. It was all blown out. So, we're just, our technical side of this is just falling apart. So, let's get started with the asparagus. We're going to take our asparagus. I still haven't found my rubber ball that I made out of rubber bands.
You gave it to Hazel.
I did not.
Well, it's hers now.
Where is it?
I don't know.
I never gave it to Hazel. That thing's like 10 years old. I didn't give it to God.
You were like, here, Hazel, play with this.
No, I let her smell it and I put it away. I think it's on the shelf. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? So we're gonna deal with our asparagus today. Remember, asparagus. That's a little better. Asparagus. I'll move that forward too. Asparagus, we want the middle range asparagus size. We don't want the super fat ones and we don't want the super skinny ones. And so we want to deal with the ones that are about in the middle range. So when you go to the grocery store and you look at asparagus, that's kind of where the range you want to be in. Is the microphone on?
Yes.
Because I don't see the, I like to see in the mixer what I'm actually
There you
doing.
go.
Thank you. So to take the asparagus to check for, because they say to cut out the wooden part, but if you just take it and you just snap it, it'll break right where it should. So just, it's quicker. And everything it breaks above it, you can eat, and everything it breaks below it, you can make soup out of. Or at least use it as flavoring in a stock. So, you know, that's a really super skinny one that snuck in there. That's a normal size one, and I got a couple that are a little bit ridiculous. But when I snap it, it's going to snap off that really ridiculousness. Ridiculousness. So, clean up my, that one's long. See? It just naturally snaps right along the hard point, which is great. Takes the guesswork out of trying to stab it with a knife until you get them cut apart. I accidentally broke that one off sooner. Kind of want to hang it, hold it at a wide, and then it'll snap right where it should. See? Alright, then we got our stems. And you're only, I mean, technically, there's probably a little bit more that's edible on there, but it's not really worth it. I mean, if you want to cut them off, that's cool. It's perfectly fine. But I just found no other explanation for it than that. So, we're going to take our knife. There it is. So how's everyone doing today? All I'm going to do is I'm going to split it on an angle. Gray, Adobe After Effects is a good editing program. Also, if you have someone that can use Photoshop or Adobe Design or something similar for aesthetics. Thank you, Gray. I appreciate that. Yeah, we are super new to this, and we are super not too tech savvy. We kind of threw this all together. I'm really good at food, but I don't spend a lot of time on the editing side.
Somebody followed you.
Oh, thank you, Gray. I appreciate that. That is super nice of you. Thank you. I think that is awesome. That made my day. There. Now I'm in a better mood. Thank you, Gray. I appreciate it. I do. We all do. We are, like I said, we're super new to this, I think we have an okay setup. There's a lot of improvements that need to be made, cameras, and of course lighting, and obviously the effects that are done on the screen. But we're on multiple platforms, so we've kind of got ourselves a little bit stretched out. So it's like when the stream ends, we have to go and we have to download it to YouTube, and then we have to edit it, download it to YouTube. We got to go to Instagram, so it's a lot, and all the little stuff that really make a difference, like getting the lapel mic to work, really cuts into the amount of time. Because this is a hobby, and we have a great fun doing it. And we love meeting new people, and so I hope that the new people that do come in can forgive us for our cruddy setup and camera and mic issues that we have quite often. But I think eventually we'll figure it out. As long as I keep pumping out good food, then I'll be happy. And that's what we're here to do, right? Watch me make good food. So we're cutting off, I'm just cutting for aesthetic purposes, I'm just cutting the tip, slicing the tip of the asparagus off so it has a nice angle to it. So it doesn't look like I just snapped all the asparaguses. So we're going to preheat our oven, because these are not going to take long to cook. So once we get our risotto started, then we'll just throw them in our preheated oven, because we still have to wrap these. I think you're doing great. Hope you're. Thank you, Greg. No, I do too. I mean, it's a patient thing where we're just. I know if I show up and I just keep doing content that, the people that enjoy it will show up, and that's really all I want. I'm not looking to do anything other than just pass on knowledge about food. So just giving me this opportunity, and then anyone showing up to watch just makes me happy. And people that actually follow us, that's, to me, that makes me super happy, because then they want to learn. They want to learn about food, and they want to learn about cooking. So. And we cut up sometimes. Sometimes whenever the stars align perfectly and everything's going great, then we really enjoy ourselves and have fun. If you can't have fun in your kitchen, what the hell are you supposed to have fun? But, I don't know, this got spun around. That's what need some air. I think you're doing great. So, I got my pan, I got my asparagus. We're going to set that aside for now. So we can check on our shrimp. Alright, we can start pulling our shrimp apart. These are basically already deveined because I'm lazy. And I always try and get deveined shrimp. And I spent a long time, I used to buy like head-on everything because I wanted to learn how to devein efficiently, so I used to buy it all the time. And then as I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I think I can do it. I've technically done it for years and years. I'm gonna be lazy about this. So I just buy there's still shell on. I don't buy cooked and I don't buy shell off. But I try and prefer the deveins just because it's just easier than deveining shrimp, and a lot of shrimp. But today we're making shrimp risotto. I got my handy dandy Chardonnay. As far as what wine to use the wine that you drink and that you like. I can't drink alcohol because I have an allergy to it. But I used to, when I could drink alcohol, I liked Chardonnays. So I went to the grocery store today. I was like, I'm gonna get a Chardonnay because it's a good wine. It reduces nice and it has a nice sweet flavor. And that's the thing. You don't want to buy below, say, I don't know the wine prices, but you don't want to buy bottom shelf wine to make risotto, because the wine flavor penetrates the whole dish and it makes it all the way to the end. So if your wine doesn't have a certain quality to it, its price range is a good example of quality, then your risotto suffers in the end. So you want to stay mid-range. If there's a wine that you love to drink, if there's a white wine that you really enjoy, use that, because that flavor will make it through the whole dish to the end. So that's super important that you don't just, well, I'm going to cook it, so I'm going to get, the bargain wine on the bottom shelf. That's probably the most important part about risotto, is the picking of the wine, because everything else is incidental. So me personally, that's what I always gauge for, is a mid-range price wine. It's something that whenever a customer asks me, can you make risotto? I was like, well, what do you drink? And you always get Chardonnay. So that's really where I always go to, is the Chardonnay. So I got my what? Hey, you sexy old bastard. Yeah, I miss you. I didn't miss your stream. Yeah, you're here, James. Yay, James is here. James is my protagonist. He is my Achilles heel. He is my Delilah to my Samson. He is but good guy, shows up all the time, throws dirt. Love the guy, great guy. So you get a chance, go over to him. I think he finally made affiliate. So super grats to him. And I'm gonna drink some more water. I'm a little dried out today. It's in Texas, so South Texas. Today's not bad, but the last week's been like 137,000 degrees outside. Yes, ebony to my ivory. Yes, exactly. Mm. So periodically through the stream, just tell me to keep drinking water, because I need it, and I always forget to drink it. So I'm going to give my Chardonnay a moment. I don't like using cold wine in my risotto, and I know Chardonnay is classically chilled, but I always found that all you're doing is you have to reheat up the rice to get the cold Chardonnay to cook to room temperature and then to heat up to where it will start to affect the rice, and that's a lot to put your rice through while trying to make risotto. So if you're going to make risotto, pick out a bottle of wine that isn't in the refrigerator section, so that you're not having to wait for it to come to room temperature. That's another important trick, because once it gets to a certain temperature, you want to maintain the rice at that temperature. That's why a lot of risottos use a warmed chicken stock or a beef stock or vegetable stock, and then they use a room temperature wine, because you don't want to send that rice through all these different temperature changes, because it just immediately starts to break down the rice. It's just like anything, you put it through a violent process and it starts to deteriorate the quality. I keep pulling my asparagus off. I have to leave them there. So, first thing we're going to do with our asparagus, we're going to throw it in a little bowl. And today's Tuesday. So, yeah. Super excited about Tuesday. I don't know why. It's just like any other day. Anybody have any good news, or anybody got any special events? What are you guys doing for Father's Day? Is anybody doing anything special for Father's Day? I know that James is going to come visit me, so that's nice. Come visit his long lost father after all these years. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I get to see my little James, so I can scruff his head, give him a kiss on the face. You know, standard dad stuff. So, somebody stole my olive oil, which is part of the course. Set stuff up. Things just start disappearing. Oh, it's your Friday. Papa! Papa! Somebody can just keep their grubby mitts off the stuff. Right now I'm looking for my classic olive oil. The stream's crashing and burning, folks. That's awesome. There's my creaky door. I live in a haunted house. So, that's awesome. Yep. Alright. Let's deal with plan B. Hang on, guys. I lost my olive oil. My olive oil has been hijacked. Somebody has stolen my olive oil. Please put a all points bulletin out for the loss of my olive oil. So, I've got a blend. I found my blend. Look at that. I only have a little tiny bit left. But it's going to work for what we're doing today. Yeah. So we're gonna put a little olive oil blend, but I would use straight olive oil on this. We're gonna mix our asparagus up. We're gonna wash our hands again. What are you doing? No, don't worry about it. Don't need it. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. So, we have our asparagus. We're going to get our prosciutto. Got our prosciutto. Going to open up our prosciutto. Sticky. Prosciutto goes really well with asparagus because it has the giant salt to it. And asparagus, it helps to curb the bitterness of the asparagus. So that's why you see a lot of prosciutto or charcuterie wrapped asparagus, because they help each other out. Because you rather taste salt than bitterness, even though the two are very similar in your palate. They're very similar, but you're more akin to enjoying salt than you are bitter. So we're going to take 2 asparagus. We're going to try desperately to peel off one. Oh, there it is. There it is. Got it. Got it. Pull off the end. Then I'm going to stick my asparagus on the thing and I'm going to start working it as I wrap it. Because what that does is it helps you do 2 tasks at once, so you're not trying to peel this off, because it's like a really thin piece of paper. This stuff's super sticky today. That's what I always like to get it fresh. You can get the deli to slice it because it's not so cemented in the package like this. But that's one. So I know we're a little bit behind, and I know that we had a little bit of technical difficulty this morning. I apologize for that. We are trying to make it up to you by giving you prosciutto wrapped asparagus. As long, like I said, I just roll it on top of the prosciutto because I don't like trying to peel this stuff off of itself, and then it just goes everywhere and it never stays together. Prosciutto does not play nice, does not play well with others, so be a little patient, especially the prepackaged stuff, because it's usually long been sliced, and so it's really sticky and it really likes to stick to itself. There's 2. So like this one, I missed the second half, so I'm going to come back with this guy. Open up. Doesn't help that the little plastic that they include to separate it is only halfway on. So, pulling it out. That's better. That's better. Yeah, 2. And move the plastic. So how's everyone doing? Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. We were debating on what times we should start our streams, like normal times. If we didn't do 6 o'clock, what time would we do? And I don't know, we're kind of debating throwing that around. We may change the dates too to do weekend stuff, but as of right now, we're tentatively on this schedule. If we change it, you guys will be the first to know. And if you get on our Discord, you can also talk to us when we're not online. If you have any food questions, or if you have any advice or something that we could fix or work on, if you know something that will help us with our audio or video or programs, please Discord us and send us that info. We greatly appreciate the help. prosciutto's being stubborn. It's like prosciutto glue. I don't know why it's so much like this. Usually it comes off way easier than this. So, that's okay though. Sometimes you have to deal with ornery prosciutto. So, we'll just keep wrapping. My maybe schedule will change soon. Oh, really? Well, James, maybe your schedule will line up with our schedule so that we can sit here and talk to each other. Talk about how great we are, how great I am, and how great you are. Ooh, prosciutto's giving me a fit. Usually it just rolls right off like all sweet, and of course I go on cam and then it's acting like this. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, that's okay. We'll get it. We'll figure it out. Do it again. I can't wait to get the lapel mic working, but we had to abandon that quick. That was sad. A gentleman from Norway. I went into another chat channel. I started talking to them. This gentleman from Norway was super excited. He stayed up till 5:30 in the morning, right to walk into our garbage microphone problems. I felt really super bad. I still feel bad. I wish it wouldn't have worked out that way. I hate it when people go out of their way to come see us and then we're just flopping all over the ground like a fish, trying to figure stuff out. But we'll get it. We'll look back on this and laugh someday. Ha 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 ha. Probably not. So, it's just being I'm shocked that it's this pressed. From now on, I'm going to buy it fresh from the deli because this stuff is rolling up horribly. Just like unusable. So, see if we can get this one fixed. Strangers in the line. Rolling up our prosciutto wrapped asparagus. I got one more set that I have to do. And I think I have, yep, that's the last piece. I think, is it? Yeah, it's on this side. We get two good looking pieces. Yeah, and yeah. So, we got weekend coming up, Father's Day things. I don't have any plans. I'll just hang out with my son. It's usually the best Father's Day gift I could get. Just hanging out with my son. At least that's the one I enjoy. I found a smoker. For $400, and I'm super excited about it. Yeah, we gotta change that too. So that's more achievable goal than $1,000. I like the $1,000 one. It would have done everything, but I can do everything I need with that $400 smoker. Because I have to remind myself, I have to also cater to the people that are watching the stream. Now, if I fire up a $1,000 smoker and I make good stuff in it, and you have, a $100, $200 smoker at home, I'm disconnecting myself with you guys. I don't want to have a hand-built fire pit smoker if all you have is like a Weber that you got, for last Father's Day. So I've kind of backed off the whole idea of the super smoker, and I'm going to just go with the inexpensive little $400 deal and see how that works. It should work fine. I mean, it's really just time and temperature is really what it is. And once you get the time and temperature down, everything else is cake. So we've got our olive oil, our prosciutto, and we have our asparagus. And we wrap those up. Now, there's two ways you can do this. You can sear this off in a pan to give the prosciutto a chance to crisp, or you can just cook it in the oven like this, 350-degree oven, which I am going to not do yet. But I just wanted to wrap those so they were ready. So we're going to do it in a 350-degree oven, and then as soon as this is soft, we're going to tweak it up to like 400 degrees to finish it, to get it a little bit of crisp. Because your oven should have, you know, you should use your oven like you do your stove. It shouldn't just be set and then wait till everything's done. You can utilize your stove. You can do it at 350 degrees, cook it, and then broil it. But the broiling is going to happen so fast you'll have to really watch it. My sandwiches are good. Well, good, James. I'm glad that you got a sandwich. That's really good. I made my day too. I got a follower, and I got a James got a sandwich. So I'm feeling great. So set that aside. Move on to our shrimp. Take the shell off the shrimp again. Because this is a risotto, I don't want you to have to pick through your dish. So we're just going to pinch the tail off the risotto. We're going to pull the shell off. And then even after I do this, I look to see how they deveined it so that it came out clean. Because sometimes those little machines that devein shrimp, they don't do a very good job and they'll miss one or two. And then you get a little bit of that, you know what, in your food. Nobody wants that. So, and I'm going to rinse these shrimp one more time just in case I missed a little tiny piece of shell or something. Doobie doobie doo, manual labor. Doobie. See, these are nice and small, which is great for a risotto dish. I mean, you can do the giant shrimp, but I'd like to be able to get like 2 bites of a shrimp and then a spoonful of risotto so they balance out. I don't want it to be like all shrimp. It should be a single dish. It shouldn't be a risotto with shrimp on top, and then you eat all the shrimp and then you pile through the risotto. So I like the smaller shrimp for that. Anytime I make a combination, I use the smaller shrimp. Now if the shrimp's the star and it's like the main focal point of a dish, then yeah, you can use the bigger ones. But I really like the smaller ones to just help accent the rice, because that's really what we're doing today is we're making risotto. We just happen to be putting shrimp in it, just so it had a little bit of color, texture, meat. 30 more followers till I hit 50. Awesome, James. That's good. I'm glad. I can't wait, actually. I can't wait till you make affiliate. You're a super dude. You really are. Everyone that's in this room, you guys get a chance, go over there and at least follow him. Doesn't cost you. James is a good guy. He is not a bad person. So go over there and give him a follow. Let's get him to 50 so that he can become affiliate. And last night's stream was fun. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. It was fun. You're mean to me and you hurt my feelings. But other than that, I'm perfectly fine. And no, I'm a redhead, so you can't hurt my feelings. I have no soul, so you can't hurt my feelings. No. Yeah, I'm sorry that you got cut off. The guy who, yeah, the guy who works for a cable company's cable got shut off. I found that to be horribly ironic last night when I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, bloop, you just disappeared. I was like, all right. You had to do a little homework there, didn't you? Well, I wonder if you called yourself to complain. That's what I wondered. When your cable shut off, did you just call yourself? You just like text yourself, hey, guy, my cable's out. I'm sorry, sir, and you're all professional, answering yourself. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry for your inconvenience. Yeah, shouldn't I get a free month of cable now? How many times do you hear that in a day, James? Every time somebody calls. I work for saying Comcast is who I have, unfortunately. All right, but seriously, at work, how many times do you hear that a day? My cable went out for an hour. Can I have a free month of cable now? Because of not being able to watch it for an hour. Bet. That's funny. So we're peeling the shrimp off the fish. No, why would they be fish? We're peeling the shells off the shrimp. Man, I need to take some cocaine. I'm dragging today. Every time my stream starts off with technical issues, it just puts me in the downer. It really does. I'm trying to bounce back. I'm trying to be like a good old-fashioned rubber band and just bounce back. Sherry was in here, right? Or no? Was Sherry in here?
No,
Oh, I'm sorry,
no.
Drea. I keep calling her that still. I thought she popped in. She will. I assume she will. She always does. But yeah, I'm just kind of down today. The kid from Norway stayed up all night till 5:30 in the morning to see my stream, and he walks into just a shit show. So I'm like, come on. So I wasn't happy. People cause their own outage and get mad. I goes, that's great. I love it. My brother worked for a computer repair shop when he was first starting out, and he would tell me all the phone calls that he would get. Like there was this this lady called the computer repair shop because she had just bought a computer from them, and she got it home and set it up, and then she couldn't figure out why it wouldn't connect to the internet. So, and this was back when there was dial-up. There wasn't even cable internet. It was just dial-up. And for you, James, that's just not. I'm not even going to bother to explain what dial-up is, because your head will explode. So anyway, it was back when there was only dial-up, and so he called, and my brother's going through all these scenarios to get her internet to work, and then he finally said, "Okay, who is your who's your net service provider?" And she goes, "What?" And he's like, "Who provides your internet? Who did you sign up with?" Because he was going to call them to find out why her internet wasn't working. And she said, "I don't have that. I don't know what that is. I plugged the phone into the back of my computer, and now I should have internet." I was like, wow. I I helped with a few people with the hookup. All right, fair enough. So, yeah. And then he had a computer come in because somebody thought that the CD-ROM, the disc, the thing that pops out of the disc player in the front of a computer, was a cup holder. So they spilled their drink on their computer because the cup holder wouldn't hold the cup properly. So I just like, come on. So yeah, I have to go to the dentist tomorrow, and I'm scared. Why are you scared, James? Because you're afraid you're gonna lose the baby teeth? Is that what? Is that where you're scared? Your baby teeth falling out finally? So you're all upset. You walked right into that one. Oh, that was good. I like that one. I'm gonna give myself a point on that one. Because you're baby
You lose a
teeth.
point for giving yourself points.
Do you?
Yes.
Who made those shitty rules up?
Me.
Alright. It's alright. Tech says that if you give yourself a point, you lose a point. So I'm at negative.
The point was there, and then you try to give yourself one, and it was like, alright, you're
I
gonna take
don't
that
like
point
the
back.
dentist. I hate needles and drills. Really? But you like have a phobia to it, or it's just annoying? Because I went to the dentist once, and I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but there is a nerve inside your tongue that if the dentist hits that with a needle, I don't think anything is more painful than that needle hitting that nerve inside your tongue. It is frighteningly painful. It hurts. And I have a huge tolerance to pain, so he would stab that nerve inside my tongue, and I was like, oh, that really hurt. Like, for me, I was surprised it hurt that bad. So I just didn't say anything. I kind of like tensed up a little bit, but I didn't say anything. So then he kept hitting it. He kept poking that nerve with that needle, and I was dying. I'm just like, this is not right. Does it really hurt? This because everyone's like have fear of needles and fear of dentists and the old scary stuff. And so I just thought it was normal because what did I know? And then we got done, and the dentist is like, you gotta be really careful when you're doing that procedure because you can hit that nerve in your tongue, and, and it's really painful. And I said, oh, that's what you were doing. He's like, what? You should have told me. I wouldn't. So always tell your dentist that if you're in pain. Don't be a man, James. You can tell him. As soon as he brings a needle out, you can just say, you know, hey, I don't like needles. So bring me a nurse to hold. Okay? A dental assistant. Bring me a hot dental assistant that I can wrap my arms around while you stick me with a needle. It's a win-win, James. I mean, utilize your surroundings. That's okay. You have a hot dental assistant to hold you while you cry. I mean, seriously, isn't that a win-win? So, well, get her a hot dental assistant to hold her back. See, then everyone's getting held. She's getting held back, you're getting a hug. It's a win-win. You want some shrimp risotto today? No?
It's
All right. Well, no, it's gonna be a little while. I just started cleaning up the shrimp. Gross. These are the diamonds of the sea. That's what shrimp are.
No, I like shrimp.
Oh, okay.
But cleaning shrimp is gross.
Yeah, it is.
Old restaurant I used to work at. Used to be nice and fun to clean shrimp and flick it off the back of the knife to the person next to you.
Yeah. Hey, look what I got, guys. I got a bonus head. Yeah, got a bonus head in there. No. I'm allergic to shrimp 1. And now you want me to eat the head raw. You're mean. Text me. So we're going to get rid of this goo. Goo! Alright, now we got our shelled shrimp and we got our peeled shrimp. So we're going to rinse it in cold water. Kind of give it a last cleanup. Nice. Wash my hands. I don't need to yet. I gotta paper towel these out real quick. Yay. I have 2 paper towels to do this with. So this should work out nicely. My kitchen is not stocked properly. It's my fault.
Oh my god, there's more paper towels in the package.
I'm crashing and burning here because I ran out of paper towels. So we want to dry our shrimp out because remember, our dish is about, all food is about controlling the water in the dish. So we always have to look at is, do I want all this extra water is on and around my shrimp and absorbing into my shrimp? Do I want that in my dish? Is that going to kill my flavor? Is that going to take away from what I'm doing? Because realistically, water as a flavor component is a diluter. So if it's diluting what you're trying to do, you want to adjust your water. So on my shrimp and most proteins, I try and get rid of as much water as I can off of them. One, if I tend to pan sear this so where they're nice and, you know, colorful on the outside, the water is just going to make them steam. So I want to dry these off to the best of my ability because I don't want them to steam and I don't want them to dilute the delicate flavor that the risotto brings to the dish. So you should always always address the water issues in every dish all the time. Your number one concern should be water and where it is and how can I manipulate it to cook this food. Is it going to dilute my flavors? Is it going to take away from what I'm doing? Is it going to make my bread soggy? There's all these reasons why you have to think of water primarily. Everything else is just a molecular disco shake, really. That's all cooking is just molecularly shaking the crap out of the food till it warms up and it starts to turn cooked. So your only vice, the only thing you get to play with is the amount of water and how to manipulate that water into successfully making a dish. So in layman's terms, cooking is as easy as boiling water. Because it really is. That's all you're doing. So always look at every component of your dish and determine what am I doing with the water that's in this dish. Do I want the water out? Am I going to utilize, like yesterday, whenever I made the collard greens, I utilized the water that was being forced out of the collard greens to cook the collard greens by just putting a lid on top of the pan, and then the steam would cycle through and help soften them. Because if I had left the lid off, they would have dried out because there was not a lot of water in there. So I put the lid on there to capture the steam to help cook the cauliflower. So now my shrimp is going to dry out for a little bit. Set that up there. I just touched my hands again because I'm a moron. Yeah, I have a slight annoying allergy to shrimp. A long time ago, before I was a chef, I used to eat shrimp like by the bucket. I love shrimp. I still do. I just can't eat it because it makes my face itch and tingle, and my lips turn blue. And then nothing's good. Nothing's good about eating shrimp. Every now and then I'm thinking, hey, maybe my allergies are gone. So then I eat a shrimp and I'm like, hey, I have blue lips. So, and then when me and and Gab Tilla go somewhere and she's like, oh, this is so good, you should try it. I was like, what's in it? And I already know what's in it. She's like, shrimp. And I just look at her, just stare at her. Oh, that's right. She's the only person that constantly forgets that I'm allergic to shrimp. I swear if I was choking, she would think it was a shrimp. And then she would try and put more shrimp in my mouth to save me.
No. I'm right here, James.
She's on the other side. She's teching for me today, which is awesome. I really want to get that microphone fixed, but alright, let's start our risotto. So, the one thing about risotto is yes, there is a technical standard measurement for risotto, risotto, but I don't use it because this is a field dish. This is a field dish. There's Gab. This is a dish where you feel it cooking and you make your adjustments accordingly. It's a lot like the carrot ceviche we made in that first week of vegetables. You're just going to slightly reduce the water from the product, and ideally all the water should be gone when the rice is perfectly cooked. That's the trick to a good risotto, is timing. Now you can par cook it. In other words, you can add the wine, reduce it, add the wine, reduce it, and then R. Kelly says she looks 15. I know, she's a little sweetie. And no, I don't have R. Kelly syndrome, you dork. You're 20, yeah, she's 25. She's almost out of the age limit. So, I got my pan. We're gonna go to stove top. See? James? Settle down. I got my stove top, got my pan. I'm gonna start my pan on about medium. And all I want to do right now is I do not want to toast my risotto. All I want to do is put a little bit of warm heat into my risotto. So I'm going to put about half of this bag. It's enough to get a fat layer on the bottom of my pan. Yeah, about half a bag. And like I said, I don't want to toast it. I'm not trying to put so much heat to it that, oh, I'm going over here. I'm not trying to put so much heat to it that I want to toast it. All I want to do is try and warm up my rice. Because remember, the trick to a good risotto is to keep the rice and the chicken stock and the wine in the same temperature range as they all come up. Because I don't want to violently adjust the temperature on my rice. So I'm going to take my chicken stock and put that in a bowl. Probably a lot of chicken stock, but I'll save it if I don't need it. We'll put that on the stove, and I want to do the same thing with the rice, with the chicken stock, that I'm doing with the rice. I want to slowly start to bring that up until it gets to a similar temperature than the rice. But we do not want this rice to toast. We just want to warm it up. So be patient. Now, risotto is one of those things where you mix it, you let it do its job. You mix it, you let it do its job. You don't rush risotto. It will come to its point of doneness, and that's whenever the middle of it just has that little slight opaque white center, and the rest of it's almost a clear opaque. That, and it has absorbed the wine, you taste it, you'll know when it's ready. And it's got a little window in there that's not very long between done and overdone, and then it has a very little window between done and served. So this is one of those timing dishes. And once we get closer to the point where we're going to be like, okay, our risotto's on its last stage, We're gonna chuck our shrimp in it because I'm not really caring about. I think I'm gonna. Let's see what we're gonna do with the shrimp. I want to see what the risotto's turning into before we do anything with the shrimp. So now my risotto's starting to get nice and warm. That's what I want. It's just a nice warm risotto. Flip it over. And we're gonna put our oven on 350. Chair is in the way.
Look, Dre is here.
Hey, Dre. Drea, welcome. You're a little late, but. See, I called you Drea right when you came in. So, I'm improving. My skills are improving. Had D&D. Oh, that's right. You had D&D. How'd that go? How was your session, as the kids call it? Did you TPK? Were you TPK'd? Because if Drea was TPK'd, she's going to be really upset and be really ornery. Which, if you don't know, TPK'd means total party killed. We shot right before battle. Oh, so you can be total party kill. That's when your DM's like, all right, here we go. You ain't listening to me. I'm a TPK the whole group. Yeah. Our Sunday night game we played and it blew up in our face. So we played tonight. That's why we're streaming early now. How many players do you have, Drea? Did warn us it would be a party. It could be a party, right? TPKs, yeah, my favorite. I'm a ranger, so it's hard for me to get TPK'd because I run. As soon as I'm like, oh, there goes down our main. Oh, there goes down our cloths. Oh, I'm running. But luckily, our DM usually just puts a bunch of stuff around us where we're trapped. So we either fight or die. I have not TPK'd yet, so I'm pretty happy. We have. Oh, that's about where I want it. Yeah, we have 9. We have 9 plus the DM. So we have a busy group. And they always want to split up for some reason, which really freaks me out. I had a group game, all died. I had a GURPS game, all died. Yeah. Well, I died because I jumped. Well, there you go. Yep. And actually, the worst part about it is that our DM is my son, so I get no favoritism. As a matter of fact, I think he's meaner to me than he is to everyone else. So, into a 5K down. Oh, well, there you go. All right, we're going to take our Chardonnay. Remember, it has to be warm. We're going to start adding our Chardonnay. Now, all I'm trying to do is get the Chardonnay to absorb into the rice. I'm not trying to get the Chardonnay. I'm just going to slightly let it reduce to burn off the ethanol, but I want the flavor of the Chardonnay to work its way into the rice. So this is a process. It takes time. You just have to be patient and move it around. You want it to where it's just, I'd probably put in a little bit too much wine, but that's okay. Because you want it to just come to the surface of the rice.
I smell the alcohol.
Yeah. And so what we're doing right now is we're basically going to infuse the rice with a wine flavor. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. This just takes time. Like I said, our oven's almost heated up about halfway. We'll stick our asparagus in, and then we will soldier on. I do not want this to boil. I just want, as you can see, the steam coming off of it. Hey, can you? Yeah, you can see the steam coming up. That's enough. You want it to simmer. But remember, you have to cook this rice thoroughly. So it has to be cooked. So you have to be patient. You have to allow it to work its way and slowly cook this rice. It's still going to take you a half an hour to make risotto. Half an hour, 45 minutes for finish. So it's still going to take time. This is just a way of basically deconstructing the actual cooking of regular rice. So now I'm starting to boil. I'm going to turn it down. I don't want it to boil. Actually, it's starting to simmer, see? And I don't want that. So we're just allowing it. You see the wine's getting murky because it's releasing the starch from the Oporo rice, a barrel. So if anybody's texting, I'm looking at the stove. So you're gonna have to point it out. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So I see we fixed our stove cam. Our stove cam was just garbage. It was horrible. Jerry wasn't in my stream last night. I'm sorry, a friend was on. That's right, James, a friend. Not James. James is not a friend. That was funny. Oh, that's right. She could have seen you be mean to me. I think Drea's on my side, James. I really think so. Hey, James. Drea and her mom were in my chat last night, so they were in my stream. So how do you like those cookies? So, as you can see, the wine is starting to pull itself, slightly reducing from the steam, but also it's starting to swell into the rice. And that's what you don't want to do this. You want distinct stages of this. You want to get rid of all of this wine. You don't want any wine left lurking around in here. Because this is the cooking process, and like I said, it's slowly bringing up the temperature of the rice, balancing it with the temperature of the wine. So it's a balancing act. I want to bring the rice will cool down the wine, and the wine will start to heat up the rice. You see that? It's just now starting to do the Oboro thing. So once we put in all of our wine, and then we move on to chicken stock, then I'll decide what we're doing with our shrimp. I may just saute them off. I might just move this out of this before the last finish, move it out, and then bring it back after I cook the shrimp. So not only will it get tiny bits of fond from the shrimp, but into the risotto, but we can finish the risotto and then have a nice color on our shrimp. I think that's what we're going to do today. Cooking is about just figuring out what it is you're trying to do and then manipulating the water in the product to get the end result you're looking for. So I'm drying off my shrimp, so I'm thinking about taking the risotto out right before I finish it for the last stage. Because that's what risotto is, it's just a bunch of stages. So we're stirring our risotto, and this is a lot like the roux, where you just stand over it and you let it do what it's doing. You don't rush it. Probably still too hot. You turn it down a little bit. You allow the wine to absorb into the rice, and then you just work it around until it basically comes back to where you started, which is a semi-dry. See how it does that kinetic state sand thing, where I'm pushing it out of the way. There's no puddles of wine. They're sitting up. So that's pretty good. I like that. I like my risotto with a strong Chardonnay flavor to it. You wouldn't want me to be. There are people who are texting.
Oh, that's her grandma.
No, there's people. Who is?
That's her grandma. Hi, guys.
Who?
The person just commented, hi, guys.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, you made me miss my risotto. So I'll put more wine in there. This doesn't take as much this time. Remember, I'm just covering up. Hi. Oh my gosh, am I going to pronounce this right? Baha.
No, I just put something on there.
Oh, okay. That right there, Bahadros, everyone say hello. That is actually Gab Tilla's grandmother. Gab Tilla's grandmother got on her computer to come watch me. And do you want to talk about a lady who talks shit? That lady throws it at me every time I see her. I think she loves me, but at the same time, I think she just wants me to go away. Boy, it took you forever. Here we go. But I give it as much as I get, so she'll be fine. She'll be fine in this room. So yeah, that's Gab Tilla's grandmother. Her abuela.
Shut up.
Is Gab Tilla's abuela. That is her abuela. So she's it was funny because Gabby comes home and she's like, I set my grandma up on the Twitch. But she didn't know how to get on it. So I was like, oh, that's coy. cool. So here she is, watching the stream. That's right. We got a relative in the house. So, as I was saying, we're taking the risotto. This is something that she would never cook. There's no way she would ever stand over a stove and stir rice. She wouldn't do it. So she'd probably get it your grandmother's.
My grandma makes rice.
Not like this. She would be, so she's probably getting angry watching me make this. Because she's like, stop stirring it. Put a lid on it. Put a lid on it and put it alone.
Okay, first of all, she does not talk like that. She doesn't even have an accent when
Ay,
she talks.
porque. Put a lid on it. I love her. She's great. But she always talks crap every time I see her. I went over to their, what was it, Thanksgiving or Christmas? It was Thanksgiving. And I was the only white dude in the whole house. The only white dude in the whole house.
Thank you.
So,
I enjoy being a hoot.
I know, Brian. Oh, it's Brian. Hey, welcome to the risotto. Sorry, I know all you can see right now is the risotto. But right now, I actually got my stove camera to actually start to work. We'll go back to the main camera so I can say hello. Hey, welcome to our stream. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping. Actually, everybody in this room, I'm trying to work out I want to do a cool collaborative stream with Brian. Brian?
Bren?
Bren? No, I don't think it's Bren.
That's literally how it's spelled.
Is it? It's Brenna. Like the coffee.
Oh, okay, Brenna.
Like a Brenna coffee filter. But I want to do a collaboration stream. She's actually an author. She writes, she's got a book coming out. When is your book coming out, Brenna? She has a book coming out soon. I want to say this, I know it's this year, it's very soon. Oh, Custream. Oh my gosh, I haven't been called Brenna since I first started dating my ex-husband. Wow, August 5th, she has a book coming out. Go over there and follow her and like her page and do all that stuff. I guess they don't like us, do they? She is kind of nerdy, but she's cool nerdy. She does cosplay. I believe she's into anime, James, so you need to shut your face. Brianna is a really nice person. Oh, Brenna, I don't want to make you feel bad, but I got a lot of crap talkers in my room. So I hope you can take the heat. But I want to do a collaborative stream with her. And then there's Drea, my other shit talker. So she's in here too. I've attracted an eclectic group of people that just like to just hammer on me. And then Gaptilla, our technician, her grandma's in here too. I'm waiting for her to fire up on me too. I feel like the first hole of a golf course, always get teed up. So right now we're reducing the wine and the risotto. So like I said, it's a process. You just take your time, have somebody to talk to while you're doing it. I think we should do dueling recipes, even though I'm not a professional. Do you want to really duel me in a recipe? Oh, see, but that's not fair because you have way more followers and you have way more loyalties. I have people that talk crap to me on my stream all day. How do you think that's going to turn out? I mean, seriously. You can make burnt toast on an old shoe and they'd be like, she wins. She totally wins. I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if I want to walk into that lion's den. Because it's not gonna be impartial. I'm just gonna get slammed.
I bit into a burrito and there was a child's shoe in there.
You're nothing but yanked by chain. Drea loves my food, but she gives me so much crap. She's the only person I know that cuts vegetables with scissors. She's a great person. But I'm trying to get her to stop cutting vegetables with scissors. Please. So, being patient with our risotto, we're going to go back to the table Canva. We're going to stick our olive oil prosciutto wrapped asparagus. I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper on these for fun. That's how I roll. I roll fun style. I roll fun size. I know that can't be a good thing to roll fun size.
James is killing me.
Yeah, basically he's like 100 years old. He is more experienced, Grant. Yeah, but I also cut garlic with a potato peeler. Yeah, you do. See, I got an insane asylum. That's what I feel like I'm the director of an insane asylum. That's what I feel like.
You said?
I have an 11-year-old yelling at me for using a spatula to empty a measuring. On stream or in real life? Because that's hilarious either way. That is great. So yeah, I'm talking about doing a collaboration with her. Just even if it's just a, you know, she could be. Actually, what I think would be cool is using your strength of being an author, and using my strength of being a chef, and come up with some sort of a narrative cooking demonstration. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense at all, or am I being insane? Oh, my chicken's starting to simmer. Because then you could use your strengths. Well, what would even be? Now this may be a little art on screen. One of my viewers nieces. Nice. Let me know. Yeah, okay. It makes uniform cuts. It does not, Drea. Stop using friggin' scissors to cut vegetables.
Sorry, I was like
you can
in
do
the
a
chat.
co-stream and stream together. Drea, that's what we're trying to figure out, is to do a co-stream, but we're trying to figure out not A, how to do it, and then B, also, you know, give us time to promote it. And then I think it would be really cool to do a food narrative, like to bring in your strengths and then bring in my strengths and somehow combine those two. Or just, you know, just get on and start. I don't want to do a challenge thing because I know I'm going to get smoked, and it's only because of the impartial judging that's going to happen. I'm telling you, everyone that comes into my chat is just super mean to me. People can watch you both at the same time. That would be great. I like to bake. You could make dinner and I make dessert. That would be good too. That would also be good. That would be great. And then while I'm making dinner, you can talk crap. And then while you're making dessert, I'll talk crap. And then we'll fend off all of our honorary viewers that we both apparently have. Because apparently we both have honorary, Greek-inspired food. Absolutely. What are you going to make for dessert then? Because, like I said, go to Brenna's. Go to Brenna's page and like her, and no, I keep saying that. Then follow her, and she's really super nice. I jumped into her cooking stream yesterday, and everyone in there is super nice. They're not like my group that are super mean and ornery. They're really super nice and supportive. And because James hasn't found you yet, that's all the only reason. And Drea hasn't found you yet. It depends on which direction we want to take the Greekness. Gaming, anime, fantasy, literature. I'm up for anything. I really am. I mean, we can collaborate a dish that's based on a folklore. That would be fun. Or we could, you know, also do an event. Because I know there's a lot of meals that are actually tied to events that took place, and we could do a meal on that. Like, I know you do cosplay, and I don't know if you build costumes or if you're just in a group that builds costumes, but that's something else we could do. You could build a costume while I'm making food that kind of celebrates that time in history or that anime or that event, because that would be cool too. You know, I'm just throwing ideas out there, kind of spitballing it out. You know what I mean? I do really like basic closet cut. I'm not a pro cosplayer or seamstress. Okay. All right. But still, I mean, I would like to do something that has a focus on both our talents. Because I'm not saying that you don't have cooking talent, but it would be cool to bring you into a situation where you can kind of show everybody your talent set. You know what I mean? I think that would be fun. So my risotto now has just about absorbed all the used about, oh, I used the whole bottle. Yeah! So I'll put the rest of it in there. There you go. A whole bottle of wine in my risotto. I love it. I love it. I love winey, tasting risotto. Because by the time you put the Parmesan cheese on it, and by the time you got the cilantro, and then you got the shrimp on it, or not cilantro, with parsley, that wine is really struggling to stay in the forefront. So I like to have it as a backside, and once we start adding the chicken stock to it, it's really going to change how this dish comes together. So I want that wine to be as strong as I can get it, because I'm about to beat it up. Lush, I know, isn't that true? Drea, I didn't put, this is a shrimp dish, Drea. I'm allergic to shrimp and I'm allergic to alcohol. Do you honestly think I'm eating this? This is for the family. This is for everyone else in the building screaming for food. So this is not my dinner. I usually don't eat dinner, so I probably won't. I might have a cracker or something. So let's look at our shrimp. Because remember, cooking is about controlling the water. Gonna get the family drunk on it. No, you're not gonna get drunk. Remember the other day when we were talking about cooking wines and stuff like that? There's not enough base alcohol. And the smell he will eat, she goes like a sad boy. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Oh, great. And there's Space Kick 5000 too. Round out all the people who beat up on me every day. Welcome, Face Kick 5000. Welcome to the chat. So, oh, I missed a little tail right there. So I'm making this dish for the people I love. That's who I'm making it for. Because they are awesome, and they let me do this, and they let me hijack the kitchen, and that's super nice of them. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make you guys a dish. I made the dish yesterday, found out that my son hates collard greens, and he called me a jerk. I fed it to him. He's like, you're a jerk. I was like, I actually didn't even hand him the dish. I made the dish that I presented on camera, and that's the dish he got, and it happened to have collard greens on it, and he hates collard greens, not for any other reason than he just thinks they taste like just total garbage. No, he knows. I know. Wait, he will eat. Yeah. Yes, yeah, we're doing shrimp risotto, and I can't eat it because I am allergic to shrimp. And I wasn't. I used to not be allergic to shrimp, and now I'm totally allergic to it. So I make it, and I have to trust that I know what I'm doing as far as doneness. That's why I use a thermometer to check the temperature of my seafood. Because once it reaches 135, no matter what you're doing with it, whenever it reaches 135, seafood is done. That includes lobster, shrimp, fish, everything. When it reaches 135, anything over 135 is overcooked. That's degrees Fahrenheit. So if it gets to 135 degrees Fahrenheit, anything past that, you're just wrecking you're wrecking it. Calm down, risotto. I lost track of my risotto. So I'm going to add some chicken stock to it. And then I'm going to set it aside. Same thing, we just want to just cover up the rice with the chicken stock. Just enough to get it. Yes, the dish was amazing. He got I love collard greens, I really do. It's probably one of my favorite vegetables besides beets. But they have to be cooked correctly because there's a lot of bad collard greens. So I was excited, and they turned out really good. You just cannot. It's just that reaction to anything. Like some people have that same reaction to liver. Like I love like Brunswager and liverwurst and liver sausage. I love that stuff, but I can't eat just liver. It's not that it doesn't taste good. It's just that certain reaction you get, and that's what collard greens. That's the reaction he had. Because he was eating it, and he was like flicking the collard green off to the side to keep it away from the good food. So we're gonna add a little chicken stock to this, and we're gonna deep bowl this and set it aside while we do the shrimp. This bowl is huge. I'm not gonna use this bowl. That is too big. So Yeah, that's so cool that you Brenna. I'll get it. I'll eventually get it. It's so, yes, fried chicken livers, yum. Yeah, and my mom eats fried chicken livers. That's her jam, as the kids say. So, yeah, I'm not a big. I like I'll make dirty rice, which is made with chicken livers. I love dirty rice. I do. I'll eat that all day. But I don't like. I don't know if it's a texture thing or a smell thing. I just don't. It's not good for me. But one of my favorite snacks is I'll go to the grocery store. I'll just buy a hunk of the Brunswager, the liverwurst, then I'll just eat that while I'm walking around the grocery store. I love that. So I'm just weird. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to leave this a little bit damp. I don't want to dry it back out because I want some of that heat that's in there to retain. And as long as you have liquid in there, it's going to retain the heat longer. So we're going to take our bowl. Remember, we want to do the shrimp now so that we can put it in our risotto. So now, our risotto is about 3/4 of the way, about halfway cooked. So we are good to let it rest in a bowl. We kind of want it, remember the whole keeping it warm, keeping it cold thing? You kind of want it to stay in that general temperature. So, it looks really good. So I'm going to lightly dry out my pan and get it ready for the scrimp. So we're going to put it back on the heat. We turn it up. And then we're going to add a little bit of our oil blend to it. We're going to check on our asparagus. We'll look at that. Oh, they're starting to smell good. They smell good. So put a little olive oil blend in there. I was going to use straight olive oil, but somebody stole it and sold it on eBay. So if you see my olive oil on eBay, let me know, because I would like it back, please. We're going to take our shrimp. Watching cooking streams is so difficult. I just want to eat so much. Hey, you made a valiant effort at eating all of that meat yesterday. She made like a meatloaf and 27 meatballs, and she made an effort to eat all of that. I was like, and she ate another. And she ate another meatball. And there went another meatball. Every time she'd walk away and come back, there'd be a meatball missing. And there's another one gone. It was nice, and nobody noticed it. And another meatball. So yeah, she's like, I gotta prep mood. She's like, I have to prep for the whole week. And there went another meatball. So it was great. A little cracked pepper on my shrimp, because then when it hits the heat, I can have that oil starts to come out of the pepper. So we'll add a little bit of nice black pepper spice to it. I want to kind of stay simple. My parsley's going at the end. A little freshly grated parm. 2 slices of meatball and another meatball. Now that stream, I actually really enjoyed myself watching your stream. I did. I came in, she was eating like 4 hamburgers, just the meat, because I believe she's doing the meat diet, the carnivore diet, I believe is what she's doing. So I want to do more cookie baking. Absolutely. Yes, she was doing the carnivore diet, so she had like 19 hamburgers on a plate. I was like, now that's a carnivore. So she ate those. She ate all of those, and then then she moved on. All right, this is gonna get loud. I want that rock concert sound, and I don't get that. These shrimp are really tiny, so this is gonna go really fast. Because it does not take much to get a shrimp up to 135 degrees when they're this small. You want to keep them spaced out a little bit so that they don't touch, because you don't want them to touch, because then they'll start to steam. Don't move them around in the pan. Once they go in the pan, they stay in the pan. Don't shuffle them around, because you're trying to get the Maillard effect, and you want intense heat on that one spot. If you move it around too much, you're not going to get that nice crispy outside. So, and especially if you start shaking the pan, because then they start touching. Drea, Two 1T burgers. And then she went on and ate some meatballs. And then she went on and ate some meatloaf. The meatloaf looked really good. I don't know. I think that the middle of the meatloaf may have been a little pinker than what you were aiming for. But the meatloaf looked really good. I thought, wow, she put together, and you're really good at seam closing. Because that's the hardest thing with meatballs. And that's the hardest thing I had teaching the ladies that worked for me, was getting them to close those seams properly. Otherwise it just pops open and you get two halves of the meatball. Pulled pork at my friend's house, got heartburn last night, he ate one. Well, that's what you get for eating a half of a bovine and then a half of a pig. So my shrimp are good on one side. Oh yeah, look at that. They're beautiful. And they do not, and you think it would take a minute to get to 135, but the cell structure of a shrimp is very inducive to heat, so it cooks really freaking fast. Like so fast, but you really almost don't have enough time to effectively cook shrimp without overcooking it, especially the smaller stuff. That's why if you see whenever they do Asian food and they do it in the super hot woks, the last thing they throw in is the shrimp, and they go, yeah, 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 and they take it out and it's cooked. Because it does not take much to cook shrimp. But these shrimp are just about done. I'm going to leave them in there for a few seconds longer. And remember, it's going back into the risotto before I put it back to heat. So I got to be really careful about not overcooking them. And I got to get these out. Look at these little guys, they're beautiful. So they are done. And remember whenever that old adage about shrimp, that if it's O, it's done, and if it's a C, it still needs to cook. So if the shrimp is touching tail to tip, that means it's cooked. And if it's in a letter shape C, if they're not touching, like this little guy right there, I'll show you in a minute, I gotta get these out of the pan. If the two tip to tail aren't touching, then it still needs to be cooked longer. So the second that those tail to tip touch, then it's cooked. That's kind of an old thing that people that cook shrimp say. If it's a C, it ain't done. So, and if it's an O, it's done. But there, I've got a bunch of O's and I got one C. So that's a weird way. Let's try some shrimp cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. He will. He loves shrimp. Ace Kick 5000 is a shrimp eater. Who was it? Long John Silver's, you used to be able to buy, like, a shrimp was a quarter. So you could get, like, for $5, you could get 20 shrimp for $5. And that's where I think I gained my shrimp allergy. Before I was a chef, I would eat those Long John Silver shrimp platters. They were cheap, and you got just hammered on shrimp. Even though those were existed, shit, they wouldn't be in business anymore. So now my pan's a little bit warmer than what I wanted because it's starting to be a little bit excessively smelly. The oil's starting to smell a little bit stronger than what I want. So I just adjusted my heat a little bit. So you can see the shrimp right now going in. Here, let's show you the shrimp that we cooked. Look at that. Look at that, folks. Isn't that beautiful shrimp? Oh, guys. And I'm not too worried about them chilling out because they're going to go right back. Isn't shrimp cool to eat raw? It's like, yeah, you can eat any seafood raw. And I mean that with trepidation because obviously if it's not good seafood, you're going to get sick. But technically, you can eat all seafood raw. So lobster, a lot of seafood like seafood ceviche is not cooked anyway. On one people, okay, give me that meat. Brenna, I don't want to call you what your ex-husband called you, so I'm trying to be really careful not to call you Britta. How do you strip that? I shipped that to Atlanta in a Ziploc bag. But I suggest when it gets there, you do not eat it. Because it will not be good. So we're flipping our shrimp. Like I said, it does not take long to cook shrimp. Most seafood does not take long. because it's very inducive to heat. It loves heat, so it will not take long. Oh, anyway, pick up your shrimp. By the time I turn these all over, I'm seriously gonna have to look at whether they're cooked or not. And they're not all the way done, because remember, they have to go back in the risotto one last time. At least 3/4 of them. They get mixed in with the risotto. And then we'll use the rest for fancy toppings. But I like the color. I love the color I'm getting out of these shrimp. Like the color I'm getting?
Mm-hmm. I
Uh,
had one while your back was turned.
you did?
Yes.
How are they? Huh?
It was delicious. I almost went and had another.
All right, last one. So I got robbed while I wasn't looking. Yeah, I see the incriminating evidence. Okay. Oh, really? He didn't like you at the time? How could nobody like you? I just sat there yesterday and said, this is the nicest person. The nicest, but I'm used to getting verbally abused by everybody in chat. So, but you were the nicest person. You were just like happy and not all stream beat up like everyone else. All bitter and all stream beat up. Get these shrimp out. They are also done. I like risotto. I like risotto because it is a multi-flavored wine. You literally can stack flavor inside the rice, which is super cool to me. I find that fascinating. So anytime I cook risotto, I get happy. And I know the stream started out kind of garbagey because of my sound problems, but now I'm happy. Brenna showed up. He's a weird dude, not to toot my own horn. No, yeah, he has to be a weird dude. That didn't make any sense at all. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot his name, but Brenna, do you know that young gentleman that was from Norway that was in your chat yesterday? That was in your stream. I don't remember his name, but he's that blonde kid from Norway. That little dude. Daniel. He came in when I first started at 2 o'clock today. He was here, and it was like, what did he say? It was 5:30 in the morning, and
Yeah.
he stayed up to watch my stream. I felt so bad because my microphone was just garbage, and I was having sound issues. And if you see him again, tell him I super apologize for that, because I felt so bad because he stayed up that late to see me, and I had to try and fix it. And by the time I got anywhere near it, he had to go to bed. So I felt really super bad. Yeah, I know. That's why I felt bad. Now if James showed up, I'd be like, I don't care. Go to bed. Go away, James.
James said he'd BRB a little while ago.
Oh, okay,
He's
good.
not here.
Then I can talk crap about James. So, yeah. So I felt bad. I did. Because he stayed up late just to see me, and then I wasn't able to show him any food stuffs. But I hope you go back and tell him, hey, he apologized. He felt really bad. And then amend that bridge for me, Brenna. Please. Oh, you know I gotta look at it. Now look at that asparagus. That is beautiful. Look at that. I'm not gonna put this on the table because it's hot. Oh, it smells good too. There's my prosciutto wrapped asparagus. I'm gonna leave that out because I believe, yep, that's done. I'm gonna try and hit that with a little bit of olive oil right before I serve it. You guys do, yeah, he does that. He's a nice guy. I like that bunny. That is cool. I like it. Oh, my shrimp. See? You distract me, Brenna. Distract me with your evil ways.
Dre wants to know how long they cook for.
What, the asparagus? Those were in the oven about half an hour at 350 degrees. I have them wrapped in prosciutto. I just want the asparagus to get soft in the core that's underneath the wrap. That's why I double wrap them. One, it looks better. It's better to serve it that way. It's quicker to do, but it times out better for me whenever I wrap the asparagus. You can leave it in the oven a little bit longer because it takes longer to cook. So it gives that prosciutto a little bit more time to just dry out a little bit. Oh no, SOS. Save our shrimp. I know. So now shrimp's good. Shrimp made it. now that my pan is nice and hot, the first thing, and I've got a nice shrimp flavor to it, which is great. And when I put the risotto back in, it'll pick up all those little bits of fond from the shrimp cooking in here. So, and then I'm going to take some chicken stock. Oh, you see what I'll do. So, yeah, that's nice. I like that. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. My asparagus, I can shut my oven off. I'll cancel that out. Man, I'm excited. I think this is going to turn out nice. So, yeah, like yesterday we did a really good dish. Everyone liked it, except for the whole collard greens disaster. But it turned out really well. He just doesn't like collard greens. Shrimp's done. I don't have any oil in there, so I just take that out. Now I'm going to deglaze this pan with a little chicken stock that's been warmed up because I can concentrate that chicken flavor. So when I put the whenever I put the risotto back in, it'll give it a nice boost. Because I don't want to put the risotto back in with the pan being super hot. So by deglazing it a little bit with the chicken stock, it'll cool that pan down a little bit. So whenever I put my risotto back in, it should just run right back into the process of cooking the risotto. That's my hope anyway, but it should work. It's science, baby. Oh, it smells like wine. I love it. Yep, right back into it. Look at that. It's like magic, folks. Start stirring it. Got the deglaze in it. It's like the risotto never left. Because most of the time, Basic, I don't know you could get prosciutto sliced like that. I've only seen it in tiny cubes. Yeah, yep, you can get a long slice prosciutto. I've tried. I make an amazing. Drea, you'll appreciate this, and so will you, Brenna. I make an amazing. I make a bread bowl that you cut and then you hollow it out, and then you make a prosciutto and potato cream soup, and then you put it inside the bread bowls. That's whenever we go to breads and pastries, that's one of the dishes that if I don't make, Face Kick 5000 would literally kick me in my face. Because that is his favorite dish of all time, is the prosciutto soup.
It's my favorite dish too.
Is it?
No, I like the Hungarian beef more.
Oh, right, Hungarian beef, that's
It's
another
my
one.
favorite.
When we go to beef, we're going to make Hungarian beef.
It makes me melt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you not, I mean, well, you can't, are you like permanently on the carnivore diet? Is that something that you're going to do? Because we can always adjust to just make a meatball stuffed inside a meatball if you want. That works. What, coffee? Yeah. I'm going to get some coffee, boys and girls. Not necessarily, but I definitely went grain-free since 2000. Really? Wow. So this week's just garbage for you. You're just like, nope, don't even want to see that. Man's cooking poison.
At least she still showed up.
I know. She showed up because of my sparkling personality and my overall awesomeness. That's what happened. She'll admit it. Just give her a second. She has to type it out. That's awesomeness with an A. A-W-E-someness. I'll make him make some Swedish meatballs.
Oh, those
Yeah,
are so good.
that's something that you can make. You can eat that, right? Or is it just straight freaking meat? Because I can make a dish of Swedish meatballs, and we can put it on like a rock, so that the carnivore diet's still intact, like serving on top of a hot rock. Just with a stick, you have to eat with a stick on a hot rock. I think that'll work. I think that's actually in the dietary restrictions of a carnivore diet. It's pretty much just various cuts of meat seasoned with salt. Really, that's it? I mean, you can't have... That's insane. What is the benefit, if I can ask, what is the benefit of that? What is it supposed to do other than just... Oh, good.
Are you gonna walk away from the stove?
No, I can't. I'm bound to the stove. That's gorgeous. This risotto is perfect. but you, as a chef, know how much meat exists. Or in other words, it's pretty much just risk. Right. Oh yeah, that's true. But I just don't know why you can't use like spices. Why can't you use spices? That's my main my fish, sheep, cow, duck, human. Yes. Dre still wants me to cook. Dre wants me to cook a human. Try to talk her out of it. This is ready to plate. My plater walked out to make coffee, but I have to plate this now. I think we're gonna long plate it. So as soon as she get back, she'll switch, and it's more bioavailable than vegetables. I've never had duck. I don't think you have not. I used to make duck breast tacos, but I don't think I made any more. I'm experimenting. There's some interesting and compelling research that shows you get all the nutrients you need by eating the animal's nose, the animal nose to tail. Fish, shrimp, cow, meat, human, and it's much believable than veggies. And it's more bioavailable than veggies. I've never had okay, sushi then, Andrea. Veggies have means of protecting themselves, right? It involves creating toxins in the predators that eat them, right? I don't have all the science in front of me, but we're already eating very few veggies to cut carbs. Right. You know, absolutely all vegetables have a defense mechanism in them, built in, to protect them from being eaten. That's why you cry when you cut an onion, and that's why potatoes, white potatoes and brown potatoes that have been like socially abused during picking, processing, or growing have green, which is solanite, which is a poison. Plus, the earth is just riddled with salmonella. So I understand what you're saying, but I still don't know why you can't use spices and herbs on the meat. You know what I mean? Because if you use spices and herbs, you could do a lot of stuff. But if you're just salt, okay. So, oh, okay. I see. All right, technically, okay. I got you. You already gave me the answer, and I just shut you down. I just said, yeah, I understand that, but tell me the real answer. All right. She put me back up here? Not yet. I'm waiting. I don't want this risotto to do much more than sit around. It's beautiful, though. It tastes great. I didn't add any salt to it, which is anti-Brenna. It's a grain, which is anti-Brenna. Everything about this dish is anti-Brenna. This is an anti-Brenna stream. Everything I'm doing this whole week is making her stomach turn. she hates my soul. Oh, where is it? Hang on. Do additional. Where is it? Where are you at? Why is it every time? Oh, I found it. Yay, I can't believe I found it. So, the meal just looks so good. Am I already hungry now? Well, hey, Asen. Asen, thank you for coming in. This meal looks good. Yeah, we're doing a shrimp risotto with a prosciutto wrapped asparagus. And all I'm waiting for right now is my tech to get back so she can flop up the cameras. So I can start this plate up as I find my mask. I have pirates in the kitchen changing my stuff.
I had to help you.
What?
Ascension.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Ascension. Who is that?
I don't know. You just.
Okay. I just
you
slaughtered his name. Sorry. I apologize for the slaughtering of your name, Ascension. It's like license plates. I read people's license plates. And hey, Rex, what's up? Yeah, no salt, Rex. Rex, welcome to the chat. Ascension, now that I can pronounce your name correctly, because I'm stupid. Whatever you say. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, no salt, Rex. Some make salt for water. Yes, yes, Drea. Thank you for your crap talks. It's okay. I have someone who calls me Ascendance all the time. So, we're about ready to plate up this dish of gorgeous. Now, risotto, you want it to do this. First of all, you want to taste it. It should be firm in the middle, but whenever you move it, it should come right back together. Do you see how that's coming back together? That's whenever you know you got a good risotto. It should just slide, like close back up. It should be like a Wolverine wound. It just when he gets cut, and then it just closes back up. So this is really good, but this will get sticky really quickie. So we're gonna plate up our risotto. I don't know how I'm gonna plate this, so we're just gonna wing it. The plate I wanted to use is not here, so we're literally just gonna wing it. So we're gonna put a couple scoops. This is like a 2-person meal, and whenever you plate up, they always want you to do it in threes. I don't know why. It's a feng shui thing. They just like it whenever you plate up in threes. So this is like a 2-person meal. This isn't a single person, although realistically, the one person who's going to eat this will eat all of it. So I got my shrimp. I just want to pass my shrimp. I just want to pass it into my. No, I don't want to do that. That's what I want to do. Because my shrimp's a little bit off temperature, which I was going to before everyone showed up because I got super distracted. I was going to put my done risotto, which is gorgeous, tastes amazing, tastes like wine, smells like wine, tastes like chicken. It's got the Parmesan in it. And I'm going to turn this back on. I just want to pass a tiny bit of heat through this shrimp. So while that's warming up, I'm going to take my shrimp, set it aside, give me some sexy Parmesan, or no, give me some sexy parsley leaves off my handy dandy fresh parsley leaf. That's pretty good. And one more. I want to rough chop this. I love parsley, so I don't need to mulch it to where the point where you can't tell what kind of green leaf it is. So salt's for settlement in the sediments of the rock. Yes. By dehydrating it. Yes. Yes. There's salt in everything. There's salt in the air. There's salt in you. You're a very salty person, Drea. So not salty like the kids say. Just you have a lot of sodium. You actually need I believe it's 6 grams of salt every day to function. We need it. We need actually to have 6 grams of salt in our body by us putting it into our body every day to stay healthy. So we need salt. Salt is not bad. I just don't, I like the dish to do what it's going to do. And if it needs a little salt to coax out some certain flavor that I put in there that I can't find. Yes, Drea, thank you for the salt. What? Oh, okay. What's wrong? Okay. So I want to put a little heat in my shrimp. And then I want to put the parsley on my shrimp. Let's put the heat in there. And I'm not cooking this parsley. Like I said, that's good. Just want a little heat in there. So hopefully this doesn't just all fall out on my plate. That's good. Oh, which is exactly what it did. Okay. Like that. I gotta clean this up a little bit. Just so it looks like a professional did it. Put a couple more shrimp on there. This dish is pretty. I like it so far. Still gotta put the Parmesan on it. And because remember this is basically a Chardonnay risotto with a simple roasted shrimp, Parmesan risotto, and then do a little of this. And then I always like to at least include an odd color, so I'm going to put some cheese on this. But I want to bring in some red to it, just to give it a nice color. Oh, I've got green, but I still need red. Open the prosciutto wrapped asparagus, kind of brings that in for me. You're too big, you get out of my dish. You salty little bastages. I like that. Now that is a sexy dish. And if you're in the mood for some sweet lovin', as the kids say, Why would the kids say that? No, the kids don't say that. I hope you guys are having fun. I'm so happy you guys showed up. I'm super excited. Like I said, the stream started out really kind of terrible, and then it's picked up. It's actually picked up. I think it turned out really well. I hope I have just enough left of my, which I do, just left of my oil to give a little bit of color to my asparagus, which is great. And then the only thing left I want to do, I think I lost this the other day. See, I'm not the only one that purveys in this kitchen, so stuff gets put away. Oh, that's right, in front of my face. So I want to eat this. Aw, you can't. There's nothing about this you can eat. I'm going to put a dash of red pepper flake over it, just for fun, just to give it some color. So, made this now, Mama. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliments. Sacrifice. Aw. Thank you. I always like it when somebody puts their life at peril to eat my food. So I want to clean this off. That, my friends, is a shrimp risotto with prosciutto wrapped asparagus. This is about, like I said, this is enough for 2 whole people. I like this plate. It's such a pretty plate to plate up on. There you go. We're gonna also post the pictures on Instagram once we take them, because we still haven't figured out the lighting in the room. It makes it very difficult to get a really dynamic picture over the cam, because we're not good at this. But I'm telling you right now, this is a very pretty dish. If you went to a hotel where they gave you those tiny soaps in the bathroom, you would find this dish on the menu. And it's really simple. Just like I said, the risotto is just a process of cooking, slowing down and cooking. Hey, bye, Hodro.
It's just my grandma.
Oh, what's up? Oh, I thought you would like the way this looked. I don't know why she called you. That's a terrible name. Make her fix it. So, I love this plate. It's on. I know, I love these plates. I really do. Like I said, we're going to post this picture on Instagram so that you're able to go over there and get all mad at it because you didn't get to eat it. But this is my simple dish, and this is our basic explanation of risotto. It's just a time thing. You basically slowly bring this rice up. That's why I told you the other time, there's no reason you can't cook rice like you do pasta. If you're just looking to get the rice cooked because you're putting it in a dish, you can put it in boiling water and treat it just like pasta. You just can't boil the pasta. You have to let it slowly cook itself because it's a more dense, harder substance than a pasta. So you don't want to put it in boiling water. But you can certainly put it in a pan of water that has a lot more water. And if you ever get sticky or gummy rice that whenever it's done, all the starch is still in there, try treating it like pasta but only simmer it and then stir it and then pick it out and taste it when it's done. And then strain it. And then you can use that rice all day long. So that's another process. It's similar to this. You're not trying to get rid of the water to cook the rice. You're actually using the water to infuse the flavor of the wine, because that's what you start with is wine. And then you put in the chicken stock to kind of seal in that wine flavor. So when you bite into it, you taste wine after you taste the chicken stock. It's the coolest thing about risotto. And if you get risotto at a restaurant and you don't get those 2 flavors, the outside stock and the inside wine, then somebody is ripping you off, because that's not really good risotto. Really good risotto should have a wine center. You can literally taste it when you bite into it. It's like biting into a grape. You bite the outside, it tastes normal, then you hear that, you feel that punch. I have to remember that. Thank you for the tip. Oh, no problem at all. I mean, seriously, yeah, that's Ascension. I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to come on here and talk to you guys and kind of walk you through stuff, so that whenever you go to a restaurant, you get risotto and it doesn't taste like 2 different separate. Every time you bite into it, it should have a stock flavor and a wine flavor if it's made correctly. If it doesn't, if it just tastes like slippery rice, then it's not made well. That's why I put a whole bottle of wine in this, because there's so much other things going on here. The whole bottle of wine is what it took to keep that wine flavor through the whole dish. So, and a lot of times they use those box wines in restaurants, and those aren't high quality wines. Those aren't even mid quality wines. So it's really difficult to get something that's like really a decent risotto unless you use a mid range to high quality wine. And they're not going to do that. Not in a restaurant. Not unless you're in a real like fancy that are known for making risotto restaurant. The wine disappears because of all the other process you have to go through to make it. So I hope you enjoyed this, because I know I did, and I know that. What?
I said ew.
I need to drink more water. You guys aren't telling me to drink water. I'm super upset with you guys.
I made you coffee.
Oh, holy cow. What's for dessert? That's your job, lady. That's when you swoop in and make dessert.
Sing them your new song, Kevin.
Oh yeah. Every Friday we do a dessert. If you go down and look down there below, you'll see our schedule. And you see the Friday. I love the title of Fridays. Oh, I see how it is. Pass your responsibility on me. Exactly. That is exactly what I'm doing. But if you go look down at our schedule this week, tomorrow we're making sushi. So again, Brenna, you can stop by, but it's nothing you can eat. But you can still stop by and watch us make sushi. I'm going to go back and watch all the videos now. Oh, thank you so much, Ascension.
Go on YouTube, because those are the ones that edit out all the BS trying to get everything right.
Yeah, if you go onto our YouTube, if you go down below and follow our YouTube link, then those are all the edited videos, which get rid of all the garbage that makes it all weird. I'd eat it as sashimi. Well, yeah, you could. Just deep fry the sushi.
Ew.
I got my friends back. So, tomorrow we're doing sushi, which I realized just now that, oh crap, we're doing sushi tomorrow. Because that's labor intensive. That's why the only reason I don't like sushi, because making it is a nightmare. To do it properly, you have to make it, and to make it, you have to start and make from everything from scratch. I mean, literally. Subbing to YouTube now. Thank you so much, Ascension. That's really great. Yeah, we started out with history, and then we moved into, did we move into vegetables? No, 5 mother sauces.
Yeah, and then we did vegetables.
Then we did vegetables, and then we did, we started with pastas, and now we're into grains. And then next week we'll do herbs and spices, and then we'll start into our meats. So we'll start with chicken or fowl, anything that flies, and then we'll go to the ground with anything that walks on the ground. And then we'll go to seafood with anything that swims in the ocean. And then we will do our breads and pastries. And then we will start doing our regions and countries all over the world. And by then I should have my smoker pit, which I'm super excited about. Because when we get it, we're going to do barbecue from around the world. So we're going to demonstrate barbecue from everywhere in the world and how to cook it and what makes it different from all the other countries and their barbecue and the evolution of where it came from and how it worked its way into America and South America and China and Asia and all these places that have barbecue originate in one area. So once we get to that area, then we'll expand out the yeah. That's gonna make Lissa's head explode. Yeah.
Wait, what is?
The barbecue
Oh.
from around the world. So yeah, we have huge plans, and we've got enough content to run forever. Because it's struggling for me to cut stuff down to where it's not taking me. Because I could spend a month on just grains, just all the stuff. And I was at the store today, and somebody brought something up, and I was like, all I thought of was what I could stream in making that. And there's all these ideas started coming in. We could, well, it was supposed to be a short Thanksgiving dinner. Because I want to do a straight 48-hour stream on Thanksgiving, because there was a rumor that Twitch kicks you off after 48 continuous hours. So I want to test that rumor that they will kick me off after 48 hours. So I'm going to stream Thanksgiving dinner. So I've got like 6 months to prepare for it. And she was saying that, you could do this stream. There's so much about cooking a turkey and about that meal. Yeah. Yeah, I usually it takes me 4 days on Thanksgiving to make Thanksgiving dinner. So that's 48 hours. Isn't that big of a deal? But for me, that's a challenge. Like, all right, hold my beer. Then I don't even drink. 24-hour turkey stream. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly it. So everything that people do wrong, and we'll start from desserts, which is what you make on the first day, and then you work into your sides, and your appetizers, and then 4 days before you start the turkey. Everything, all of it, and it's all made from scratch. There's nothing other than even the pumpkin. We're gonna shell out what?
The face cakes.
It looks like someone just climbed out of a war on Thanksgiving.
Then he sleeps all Thanksgiving Day.
See, an apple pie, and that's one of the things that people say that always upset me. They're like, "Oh, that's easy as pie." Now, you of all people should know, pies are not easy. There is nothing easy about making a pie. It is because that's where water control comes into big effect. Because the minute you start playing with water in vegetables and fruits, especially in fruits, you start dealing with a whole different. That's why you see a lattice top on top of an apple pie instead of a regular top, because that apple is going to steam like crazy. And if you don't allow that steam to vent out of the top of the apple pie, then it gets mushy. And then if the lattice is too big, then the steam gets out too soon, and you get an undercooked, dry apple pie. There's so much science in that, building pies. Also, paleo crust made from scratch. Wow, I'd like to see that. I'm super excited, Brenna. I hope we can do this. I want to set something up where you and I can just dual stream, bring all of our minions in, and have them watch us just go to town. I think it'd be super fun. I think we need a theme, absolutely need a theme. And I don't know what that is yet. I don't know all the science, but I test recipes and find ones I like. That's cool. Bugging pie off. No. No, I'm not. I did a pie off with my friend. Really? No. Because I'm going to pick key lime pie, and I'm going to make it and then walk away, because it only takes 5 seconds to make. See, that's just it. That's just it. It's a biased group. We can't allow these people around us, Brenna, to judge us. We can't let us do it. We can't let them do it. She also made it. That's what she made, and she beat you with that? Come on, that has 6 ingredients. Come on. You got smoked on a key lime pie? That's sad. That is the wartime pie. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, you made a banana. Oh, you won? Oh, okay. Yeah, see? That's how that works. That's what I mean. And I've got a room full of just people that are waiting to jump on my neck. So she lost due to bad judges. Exactly. Yep. I know the feeling. I've been to many food competitions where I've lost when I thought there was one food competition. It was a seafood competition.
At the aquarium?
Yep. And they gave us 2 types of fish, and we had to make a dish out of them. I made 2 whole dishes, like 2 separate from scratch dishes. So when you came up, you got a sample of how you could do the fish by itself, or how you could do it in combination with other things. It was a complete complex dish, and they both went together. And I lost. I didn't even place. I was like, something's weird. And I come to find out the same people show up to those events every time, and the gentleman who won owned a seafood restaurant, and all his friends were there. So I got smoked because of bad judging, because it was a straw poll thing. So I'm like, man, I don't like competition, because I enjoy making food, and I don't think food should be a competition. I think a food should be a friendship between you and the person eating it. And I don't like the idea of challenging somebody else to something that should be intimate. It's almost like fighting, yes, potluck baby. Yeah. But it's almost like fighting somebody to be friends, and that just freaks me out. I don't like it. My pie had a lot of going on. Hers was simple. Well, if she made a key lime pie, then yeah, that's as simple as, yes, potluck baby. Yeah. And I'm up for anything. There's very few things that I'm not comfortable cooking. Very few things. I don't like exotic meats just because I don't eat them. So I'm not really into. I also struggle with homemade toffee. Really? Toffee's easier than you think. There's an easy process to making homemade toffee. You just have to understand temperature. Like extreme paleo toffee. What is that made out of? Is that like melted rock? I think that's called lava. That's what paleo toffee is. Just straight up lava. You walk up and you scoop it out of the volcano. And you're like, block, block, block a lock, and then you take it back to your paleo family. I'm sorry, but I'll have to look at a paleo toffee. That's weird. No, it's coconut. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So that's why there's no butter. The toffee is butter, butter, butter. Okay. Coconut oil. That sounds terrible. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's great. Maybe, maybe ghee. Yeah. See, I'm so digging your braid. Not many men can pull it off. Back to food talk. Well, thank you, Ascension. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been growing that little guy back there for. Actually, I got a haircut today, so I'm feeling really good about it. I love it. I love my braid. I do. I'm not going to let it get too long. I don't want a braid that comes down here. Because I ride a motorcycle, but I'm not a biker. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. So when I take my helmet off, I don't want a spiraling hair. Because there's one guy I know that I ride with, and he's got hair, and it just comes down. It looks like a wet snake when it's hot out. So I'm just like, eh. I let it get to about this long. When it starts to get in the way, like starts to like hit me in the mouth and stuff like that, then I have to cut it. Weekend Rider, my ex-boyfriend, I would call you. No, I ride a lot. I ride a lot. I ride as much as I can. Every chance I get, I ride. I have a 2000 and is it 17?
Yeah,
No, it's
17.
2017 Indian Chief Dark Horse, and it has over right about 76,000 miles on it. So I ride. That's not my. I'm not a weekend rider. I'm just a motor. I'm not into the biker culture. Let's put it that way. I've been to motorcycle events. I've been to rallies. I've been to biker events, and that's not me. I'm not a biker. I'm not into those same trappings. You know, I go to motorcycle events for food, which really, oh, okay. Just the context sounded like you didn't ride often. I'm jealous. No, I ride constantly. Yeah. Gotcha. You're a Viking. Exactly. I go for the food. I don't go for the old women who don't have bras on. I don't. That's not my thing. Objectification of women kind of freaks me out. So I'll go to sit there and make fun of people because nothing's funnier than an 80-year-old naked man drunk in a golf cart rolling around the campsite. That to me is hilarious.
That's the best part
I know.
of rallies.
That's the
honestly.
best part. The
Or
best-
them on the Groms, just cruising around, and you see them wipe out because they had a beer in their hand
Yeah.
and stop.
Yeah, I do that. I make fun of people. Yeah, that's why if we go to a rally, that's why we go. But we went to one last year, and we just like this isn't. We're waiting around to ride our bikes, and that's the biggest thing about rallies is you think it's there, and you go and you ride your motorcycle. You just stand around in a strip mall full of tents, full of people selling stuff, and then they have events sprinkled out, and they usually have a band from 40 years ago. But all I wanted to do was ride. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to get up in the morning and go ride the countryside, ride. That's what I went there to do, and we didn't end up doing that much, And after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone was drunk as crap. So I don't drink and ride because one, I'm alcohol allergic, and two, I don't drink and ride because that's just insane. And I avoid riding at night. And I don't go over the speed limit. So I'm not a biker. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. That's what I like to call myself. But Mr. Plains, what's going on? How's it going, Mr. Plains? How are you doing? Yeah, I have gone to a few, and waiting sucks. I know. I love to ride, so I don't think make fun of people. I do. I love it. We went to one, and it was funny because we're sitting there. It's under like an easement, and
here comes this stand-up show.
what? No, what are you talking
Your
about?
stand-up comedy. You used this story in there.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
So
On the video.
No, anyway, this isn't stand-up comedy. Trust me. So we were at this. We were just sitting there, and this guy was like auditioning to be at the rally. So he was playing a guitar and singing. But for some reason, me and Gabby ended up sitting behind him. So he was in front of us, and then he was facing the audience. Because Gabby and I always sit back away from the crowd. So there was a big crowd of people in front of him playing. So we were sitting in the back behind him. And we realized this, and we started screaming, VIP! We're in the VIP section! Where's our merch? We're in the VIP! So he kept looking over his shoulder at us because we were behind him the whole time screaming about how we were in the VIP section. We're backstage, we got backstage passes. Get your money, backstage passes. Oh, some interviews. I landed my 2 jobs. Oh, great job, Mr. Plains. Congratulations. That's super cool. No, that's great. But yeah, so that's what we do at rallies. We are and everyone that I go with, they're just like, he's strange. That's what they say. You guys want to see my motorcycle helmet? Being that I only got 9 of you in here and I consider you all friends, I'll show you my motorcycle helmet.
Do it.
Do it so you can understand the type of person we are, or that I am. Okay, let me get my motorcycle helmet.
I don't think we can take the camera that far. And we can't exactly ride it into the kitchen. He won't even let me ride it like on the street. You think he's gonna let me bring it in the house?
This is my motorcycle helmet that I wear all around town. This is what I wear. So I built this actually. I took a regular helmet and then I built this all around it. So this is my motorcycle helmet that I ride when I go riding.
Tore up a pair of $300 headphones.
Yep,
to
those
put
are
on
actual
top of his
Beats.
helmet.
Actual Beats headphones. I tore those up just so I could put this on the helmet. But yeah, this is the helmet I wear when I ride. And I love it because you would be surprised how many people react to this in a positive way. Yeah, the bike is even more crazy. Yeah, it has the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicons on the front of my bike. And then I've got a little skeleton guy that sits on the back of my bike. So yeah, this is my motorcycle helmet. So when I'm riding down and I did the Courage the Cowardly Dog montage, if you look right there. I did an ode to courage by putting a hole.
Off, though.
Yeah, a tooth broke, which I thought even better. How safe is it to wear? It's a complete safe helmet. It is a dot safe helmet. There's nothing. It actually cuts down on a wind vibration because of the hair. Acts like a drag. No, it's safe as heck. It's got an intercom so I can listen to music. So I dance when I'm on my bike, and I got my tongue.
Which just makes people stare at him even more.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone has told me there's videos on YouTube of me riding down the road in this crazy, stupid helmet. But yeah, I built this because I was like, that's what my face looks like inside the helmet. So I was like, everyone needs to see what my face looks like while I ride because I love to ride so much. So.
People actually stop like dead in the middle of the road to take pictures of him.
Oh yeah, people will stop in traffic. Like a taxi cab pulled up next to me and there was like 9 people in the back of it for some reason.
How?
And they were like killing each other to get their cell phones out to take pictures of me. And I'm just sitting there waiting for the stop sign to go green so I can go. So yeah, that's my helmet. It's a little heavier than a standard helmet just because it has a lot of crap on it. Like I made the teeth, then I made the gums, and I made the lips. There's the little googly eyes up front, which they're probably old now. Oh, they still google a little bit. So yeah, I am very tame when it comes to my stream. I'm trying to be professional. But in all actuality, I'm kind of crazy a little bit. And then, so I can show you my riding jacket too if you want to see that, because that goes along with everything else. But it's up to you guys. I don't want to bore you. But that's my helmet. I love my helmet.
Jay wants to see your jacket.
Okay. All right, Jay. I'm gonna show you my jacket, and then I'll explain all the patches. Alright, this jacket weighs a ton because it is armored and it's got an armor thing. So this is my jacket, this is the back of my jacket. I made this patch by hand. I actually embroidered this patch by hand. Why is it? Oh, it's because it's not showing up. So I embroidered this by hand, which took me forever, and it was trial and error, trial and error. It took forever. Each one of those is a stitched stitch out of a normal sewing machine. And if you've ever tried to embroider, it's insane. First I tried to do it by hand. I was like, no way. Because this is like a 12-inch patch on the back of my coat. So then I moved to a regular sewing machine. I made this on a regular sewing machine. It was a nightmare, trust me. So I bought an embroidery machine because we would go to rallies and I would see patches. His bike is under the cover right now, yeah. So I bought an embroidery machine because I read patches at like rallies and stuff like that, but none of them fit who I was as a person. So I just bought an embroidery machine and taught myself how to embroider.
We can make lessons in cookery patches too eventually.
I know, but I'm not eating that, Brenna. I told you I'm not eating that, so I don't care what it is. I'm trying to show you guys the other side of me. Now, if they want to eat it right now, they are more than welcome to. So my first patch I made was Code 32. So when I was a kid, there was a show called Adam 12, and I would always remember the guy, oh, they're coming to eat the shrimp. I would always remember the guy who they'd come over the radio, and that would be their code. That's my son. They would say Code 32. So that became my distress call. Anything that happens, like somebody drops a fork, or I hear an alarm or a beep or something, I always scream Code 32. So I put patches.
Yeah, that's whiny.
Is it good?
I haven't tried it yet.
Well, get up here, eat some. I'm talking about my jacket. So, Code 32 is my first patch I made. And then I made my family crest, which is this. It's a 2 keys. It's for my last name. I made my family crest. And then I made an ode to my son right here. I'm trying to show you. Move that so I can do this. I don't want to put a dirty ass coat into your lovely food. So I made this patch, which says 91 Ginger Rage, because he was born in 1991, so I put Ginger Rage. He's a giant ginger. So I made him a patch. And then I made a chef patch with my knives on it. It was, I think, super cool. Then, because I'm insane, I made these patches in the back. Now there's 3 patches back here that have a lot of explanation behind them.
You ever gonna tell that story on stream?
I know, I'm not telling the story. So this is the first patch that I made that I felt turned out, oh, where is it? I don't want to put it in the food. This is the first patch I made that turned out really good. So like during World War II and World War I, when a fighter jet pilot would shoot down an enemy, they would put like a mark on their plane. Well, this is my ex-wife count. So I put like an airplane symbol. See, this jacket actually symbolizes poison and don't be around me and don't like me, because that's why I have the biohazard. That's why I have the Code 32. And then I've got this patch that I made. I don't know if you can read it. This is Diagnosis Facetious Tourette's. And if that makes sense to you, then you're educated and you're smart. And then the patch that everyone loves. And then this one here, I'm gonna let you read it. It says, press here if you want to hear the worst story ever.
I've watched 3 people do that at a bar and walk away horrified afterwards.
Yeah. There's a story, a true story that I'm not allowed to tell. That if you're brave enough to push that little button on the back of my and nobody's done it yet other than this bar people that know me, but I almost had a stranger was walking behind me in the grocery store, and she walked past me and she goes, I almost pushed it, and I would have stopped and told her the story. It is the worst story you will ever hear in your life. And everyone I tell it to is immediately changed forever.
I told it at dinner.
Oh, I did tell it.
Like I said, he said he didn't tell it to strangers, but I remember being at that comedy club and like 3 people coming up to you and smacking you in the back and you turn and all of them being like,
yeah, yeah, it's a horrible story. So those are my patches. That's my coat. Yeah, I made each one of these patches. Everything I read was, ride on and live to ride and America. And that wasn't me. I needed something that just was totally me. And that's why my cooking's so different than most people that do streams, is because it has to be me. It has to be what makes sense to me. So everything I do in my life makes sense to me. So it's different. My bike's different, my helmet's different, my food, the way I make food is different. It's totally 100% me. And I don't know how to be anything else. So when you guys show up and you appreciate this, it makes me feel so good because this is really me. This isn't me just passing on information I got from somebody else. This is actually my hard work being presented to you guys, and you guys like it. And that's super important to me. That means a lot. I'm going to put this heavy jacket down because it is heavy.
Gap World.
I'll talk to this guy. This is Dave, so I know he's rapping. He was playing this weird game that looked, I think it's like from the 90s.
That?
Yeah.
Is that what he was playing? That's
Yeah,
Final
kinda.
Fantasy VII. Dude.
Yeah, it looked weird.
Why does
So-
that look weird?
Look.
That's what I do. Like I said, I'm constantly always
So,
Yeah, it
wants
is.
to eat the shrimp
Oh, wait,
over
no.
there on the stove.
Oh,
I know.
no.
It's all hanging out over there. They're spying across the to the dishes. But tomorrow we're doing sushi. We're gonna make it from scratch. I've got the rice already. I'm gonna wash it tomorrow. At least if I don't, I'm gonna check it tonight, and I'm gonna make sure that it still doesn't need a big washing
Yeah.
because they always say it's pre-washed, but you can never get it washed enough. So if I have to run a little through, I may finish washing it tomorrow on stream, or I may wash it. So all for that, I'll try to be here. I'm all for that. Great, I appreciate that, Ascension. I do. I'm so glad you showed up. I hope you follow us. I hope you, I think that's the right word. Yeah, follow us. Subscribe to us. Hell, what the hell? Yeah, get the notifications. Get on our Discord. Go to Facebook. Go to YouTube, Instagram. We're all over the place. We're trying to build this up, and all we're trying to do is pass on knowledge. Is all I'm trying to do. Oh, I appreciate it. I do. I'm gonna have one more meatball before the day is out. Or it's be steak and eggs breakfast day. Is it really, Brenda? Are you gonna stream that? No, I appreciate this, and I hope you follow. I hope you. I don't know. I think you're following me already, correct? I believe you are. Ascension. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, once we get the kind of work out this kinks. We're still working through lighting and sound issues. And once we get that out, then we're really gonna push to make more. We never got a picture of that dish, by the way. Wow. Well, that's son approved, I guess. Let me take a picture of that before you destroy it. Where's my phone at?
I have it.
Will you come take a picture of this before he annihilates it?
I just said I
What's-
can't.
I was like, who's that? That's my son. Come here.
I'm
That's
face
my
cake.
baby. Yep. That's if you this is my baby. If you subscribe to me, you get his little face. So he's the one that
Those were
you
me in
get.
college.
Yeah.
Looks way better.
Yeah.
Way better. Now I'm bald.
I know. Well, yeah, we're both on that path. So yeah, that's my son. He's everything to me. Did you get everything on that?
Every
Yeah.
bite, I get more used to it. First
Yeah.
bite, I was like, Jaga!
Yeah, it was a lot of.
I like a whiny.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I like a whiny risotto. So, like I said, yeah.
I won't be able to get that top knot. Lost all my hair already.
Yeah.
Too many restaurants that require you to wear a hat.
Yeah. So, guys, I really super appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming. We gotta get ready for D&D.
Yeah, it starts in like 10 minutes, bro.
I know. D&D starts in like 10 minutes. I know we're not gonna TPK.
Did you see what I typed in chat earlier? I don't even think you read it. I said
Yeah.
you're overfeeding me, so I'll pass out tonight.
Oh yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way we're winning. So, and actually, guys, what we're trying to work on right now, we're gonna start streaming our D&D games, but we've got to get everything set up. My son's a perfectionist, so everything has to be perfect. And right now he's an amazing DM, and we've got some decent players, but we got to clean up. We got to clean up our acts before we actually put this out.
Yeah, I
So
don't
Monday
trust
for Star Wars
myself or
RPG.
my group to be ready for that.
Yeah, there's a Star Wars RPG, like dice RPG, like a tabletop RPG, or are you talking a game RPG? Is it like tabletop? Because
Oh,
we're all
what?
about paper.
Nerds are here.
Tabletop. Oh, that's nice. I can't think of replacing dice and paper and table and Red Bulls. I just can't. I can't
Red
think of it.
Bulls?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we're doing 5e, so we're deep into that. Actually, the game that he's played, the game that just finished, went on for 2 years.
Yep.
That's
From 1
the-
to 20, baby.
Yeah, from level 1 to level 20. It took 2 years for them to ascend from there, which is crazy. And they show up every night or every Tuesday, and they jump right back into it. 9 of them. So that's crazy. Even to get that many people to show up
That's the hardest
consistently.
part. Anybody that's listening that's ever wanted to play D&D, that's the hardest part, is getting a group of people together that want to play. 100%.
Right, and it show up every week for 2 years. So, and the same people are here again tonight, ready to go. We just started out. We're level 4. Started out from level 1.
Only 4?
Yeah, we're only 4. I'm working from 1 to 4, and then we just keep going. Got myself a ranger. I love rangers.
That's all he makes is Rangers.
I am. That's all I make. I have one ranger, one game, who's named Buckles. He's a beastmaster, and I have one ranger in another game who's named Knuckles. He's a gloomstalker. So I'm not very creative when it comes to names and characters. I love the ranger. I'm sorry. But yeah, so every now and then in one game they'll say, "Hey, why isn't Knuckles doing this?" I'm like, "It's Buckles." And then Buckles is a beastmaster, so he has a mastiff named Cookies. So that's his pet. So he's my mount too, because I'm a gnome. So I have a mount that's a mastiff. It's also my pet. Sorry, I nerded out on you guys. Sorry about that. So I'm so glad you guys came in. This has been a really good stream. I felt more comfortable talking about my own self as opposed to the knowledge about food, and kind of bringing you guys a little bit into.
But say you are a person. You're not a robot, Chef.
Yeah, I know, but you don't know. Like I mentioned my age, and now James won't leave me alone about it.
Oh yeah.
Like every single thing he says is about my age, which is cool. Whatever, James.
What,
You're
does
an
he just
ass.
call you old man now?
Yeah.
Old man this, old man that. Yeah.
Is he a
Oh wow,
cook?
I would love to play. No,
Oh, okay.
he
I was
works
gonna
for a
say that-
cable company
I was gonna say that sounds like something that
with you guys.
we would
I'm
do in a
geeked out.
restaurant. Fucking the oldest guy there is just old man.
Yeah, Ascension.
Old
Yeah,
man Dave.
we have fun. We run from what is it? We start at
Try
5
to
o'clock,
start at 5.
and we
Usually
end
start at
about
6.
1
Into
midnight.
10. No, into
Anyway,
10
10,
or
11.
4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, 4 to 5 hours every Tuesday, and it's great. I love it. But yeah, we're gonna start streaming it once we get everything set up, because that's what he wants to do.
It's a ways away, guys.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that I've always wanted to do it, and we never really had the technology to do it in the house, and now we do.
Yeah.
I've
Aw.
got fiber optics now.
Oh look, Jesse's here.
Right. Oh, I thought he wasn't here.
No, he's like in the house right now.
Oh, I thought he wasn't coming.
Jesse?
Yeah, I know. That's why whenever you
Jesse
said
is.
whenever you did roll call, he said no.
Jesse's coming.
Okay. All right. We don't have to stop early tonight either. Hey, all
Adrian
right.
and
I'm
Natalie
in
are
there.
She's in
Okay.
the game room.
Yeah, we actually built a D&D table in for the game, which has a TV and set into it. So,
Like they
super cool.
physically built one. It was not
Yeah.
store bought.
Now, don't shut up, Mogar. Stay out of my chat, you crazy bitch. I said no to a roll call, not no to come here. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut the stream. I really appreciate you guys. Tomorrow sushi, 6 o'clock. Please come back. Bring a friend. Bring an enemy. Bring a friend's enemy. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, and then follow us and help us grow this enough to where when we come in, you guys can chat. Hope you guys have fun and have a great night. You too, Ascension. I'm super glad that you're here, that you came in, and I really appreciate it. And I super appreciate Brenna. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I was trying to ascend to something that is of your quality, and I really appreciate you coming in and sitting with us. And yeah, tips, thank you. I really appreciate it. So we're gonna do a collaboration with Brenna. We gotta work on that. I have Discord now. You can go down, Brenna, and hook into my Discord because I don't know if I hooked in viewers or not, if I did it right. So, yeah, essentially, I'm so glad you came in. I really am. So we're gonna do a bunch of stuff. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff lined up. So please get our notifications when we come on. Like I said, we do it every weeknight except for tonight. So the rest of the week we do it at 6 o'clock every night, and we stream. And right now we're going through grains, and like I said before, and our menu gets posted every Sunday. So you just go there and find out what we're doing that week. And all our videos are numbered 1 through 001, 002 as according, so that if you miss one or if you don't know where one is, then we're able to point you in the direction of that video. But they're pretty much laid out. We're trying to be as structured as possible. We want you guys to know what you're coming into. I'm not welcome here this week. You're there. What? You're not welcome here this week? What do you mean?
Oh,
You're
because
there.
she's not doing grains.
Oh no, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. You're just gonna sit there with a stink face on because we're making something you can't eat. So you just gotta sit there with your arms crossed and have a stink face. So, but you're more than welcome to come. Bring all your minions. I mean, obviously they're not any more brutal than my minions. So, I really appreciate you guys come back. I'm gonna go play D&D. Mr. Buckles. Pick somebody. Okay, first person in chat that wants us to raid somebody, put the name of the person we're raiding. That seems to be fair. So get your little key fingers going fast. Get them going fast. First one. That's who we're raiding. Waiting. I'm waiting. Whoa, they're struggling. They're struggling to find someone to raid. Come on, guys. Give me a raid.
If not, Heidi, Cooking with Heidi's on right now.
Close that trending thing.
Okay.
I don't know why that keeps popping up now.
There's
That's
a couple
weird.
of different cooking shows on right now.
I know, but I like to raid people that people know. It just creates a more connection between the people that come in here and spend the time with us. I'd like to give them the opportunity. Sneaky Pete. Is that Ascension? Is that an actual person?
It's Jesse. Jesse was throwing his face in there.
Oh, I see. Do you have any other writers in here? I don't think anybody's a writer. I think you're one of a kind, which really super excites me about what you're doing. And that's why I'm trying to throw stuff at you, and I'm hoping we can collaborate, because I think what you do is unique, and I think you're holding back. Do you want some?
I'll wait.
Try it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to eat all that. He said he was gonna try and feed that all to me. I said you're gonna put me in a coma for a DM.
But I'm a writer, just barely. But
Be prepared.
But I am a writer.
Wine.
Oh, okay. He's got one.
I'm just letting you know. You'll see what I'm talking about. There it is. Wine.
So come on, give me someone to raid. Come on. It's usually this easy. It's like bam, bam, bam. Everyone's
I'll tell you
throwing
right now.
names around.
I'll tell you right now. First bite's the worst. The more you eat it, the better it tastes. I'm just telling you right now. Because the first,
When's the rep asparagus?
Prosciutto.
very expensive ham.
Eat it.
Very expensive ham.
Alright, I'm just gonna raid
No, just take
this
it. Just take
woman.
it.
All right, we're gonna raid at random.
Here's a suggestion.
All right. Thank you guys for
Bye,
coming
guys.
in. There's a D&D channel. Yes, there is. And someday we're gonna own that D&D channel, because we have some really good content, really good homebrew, really good players. So I love you guys. I appreciate you coming in. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock, sushi, sushi, sushi. Okay? And raid. And waiting on the queue.
Hold on.
And we never have a good exit. We never have to say,
I had a decent one yesterday.
yeah. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. I hope. Right
So what's
now.
this called? That was great, by the way. And you were right. It does get better as you go. I didn't hate it the first bite. It was just.
This is a
unexpected.
shrimp risotto with prosciutto asparagus. This is a risotto.
Is that the kind of is that the dish or is that the kind of wine you put in there?
That's the dish. That's the rice.
Some weird rice. That's nice.
So they can't hear you anymore, right?
No.
So fucking, I just looked over her screen. Looks like one of your